Hello, everyone. Welcome to the second episode of the T8 podcast. I am Rad.
And I'm Phoenix.
So, Phoenix, how was your week?
Well, okay, so here is the complication of my week. In my infamous Netflix binging this week, I was going through Your Beloved Dark Matter.
Oh, really?
And I reached the end. And actually, the literal end.
Yeah,
Ugh.
That's exactly why I was pissed off that they cancelled it at that particular point. Because that's like.
Oh my god, I can't believe. I was like, okay, no, this must just be what's on Netflix. There must be another one that's. And then it hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, oh my god, this is what he was talking about. It was canceled. And so I like looked it up, and I'm like, oh my god, okay, season four, and it's like canceled. Everybody's mad. Everybody's angry. People, petitioning, blah blah blah. But it's over. And I was like, no.
Now you know the anger of every single Dark Matter fan, like after the show has been cancelled.
Oh yes. Well, I am I am familiar with horrible horribleness, if you will, of like a show that I'm like watching or interested in, and then it like being obviously Firefly.
Yeah.
I still like Firefly better.
But was Firefly cancelled in such a cliffhanger?
Oh, okay. Well, okay. This is what happened with Firefly. So it only ran one season.
Oh.
Then it was canceled.
Yeah.
Everybody was so pissed and like just descended upon them in wrath for daring to cancel this amazing show. And then so what they did though was so instead of bringing it back or to appease fans for the fact that they weren't going to bring it back, they funded a movie. So they did one whole movie, a full length, like 2-hour long movie that went through and then completely wrapped up all of it in one movie. And the movie is even better than the show.
Okay.
Like it was freaking amazing. So like it was kind of like one of those things where it was like, okay, this really, really, really blows that this show was canceled, but at least they did this. So now, like, there's like full closure, and just like you could just continue to love the show, love the movie without this like hanging pit of despair around you. So like, and another show that did the same thing, or well, that was in sort of a similar situation, but was like by far nowhere near as good, by the way. But was good. Jericho. I don't know if you ever watched that.
No.
This was like, how many years back? 6, 7 years now? I guess it's been a while. But anyway, Jericho was like a really awesome show. CBS canceled it after one season. Everybody bitched. There was like I think they did like something interesting with like, because like I said, people blah blah blah. Well, this time with Jericho, like I think they did something to the effect of everybody sent packets of peanuts to the CBS like studio or something, and they were like inundated with like fucking truckloads of peanuts and shit. It's been a while, so I don't, like, but I'm pretty sure that was what they did. So that was pretty funny. So I saw for Dark Matter that there was like at least like petitions, people bitching about it, but I think this is like somewhat recent that this happened, right? So
well, with Dark Matter, that was the hope of Netflix picking the show up after NBC cancelled it.
So this is still in like discussions or something, probably.
Well, I mean, there was some like problems
know?
with contracts or some shit. Like Joseph Malozzi talked about it on his blog. I'm not entirely sure, like how exactly or what exactly did he say, but there was some problems with also like the contracts with the actors running out and shit. And there was actually the offering by MGM that they could pick it up and like they could do a 6-episode miniseries to wrap it all up. So they wouldn't do
Yeah,
a
because they left
movie.
it wide open.
Yeah, they wouldn't like do a 2 hour movie, but in the end they would make like what 6 hours worth of episodes in like to wrap it all up.
Right, which would be helpful at least, like,
Yeah,
because
but apparently, like from what I've read, also Joseph Malozzi said that he's probably gonna release the rest of the show in comic book format instead.
interesting.
So yeah, like if there is not like continuation of the series or just a 6 episode miniseries, then we're probably gonna have a comic book to read. But yeah, so if I personally think that if Dark Matter was cancelled in the first season, then it wouldn't be that much of a cliffhanger as it is now, because like at the end of the first
It's
season,
true. Yeah, you're
they
right.
like the crew of Raza got caught by the Galactic Authority. So theoretically, that could be quite easily the end, like the smooth end. So it could be like one series show.
Yep.
But with with the cancellation at the fourth season, where there's quite a bit of a
Oh my God,
quite a
there's
plot
so much
going
wide
on,
open.
I gotta
It's
say it's a
crazy.
wrong choice to cancel it at that particular point in time of the show.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, or well, at least my guess would be, or I don't know, I'm just wondering out loud, uh, that they didn't know that there was like a likelihood that they were going to be canceled. Either that, or they were hedging their bets, trying to leave so much open that they couldn't cancel them. You know
Well,
what I mean?
well, Joseph Malozzi literally didn't know about the cancellation until it was too late.
Okay.
And
Well,
Joseph
I mean,
was
I'm
the
just curious
showrunner,
because, like,
and
I was like one way or the other because, like, with there being so much open, like, I I don't I don't remember, like, because I mean, I don't remember what the situation was like at the time when it was happening with like Firefly, but like I think that there was like maybe that they might have even had like a suspicion that it could be
huh.
closed, so they like towards the end, like there were still things like open, but like not as much that was like extreme. And I feel like no other shows come directly to mind, but I feel like that's happened before. Like, if shows have an idea that it might be canceled, like they don't leave like an extreme amount. So that's why I was like, when I just finished, because I just finished watching the episode last night, like the final episode last night, and I was like, oh my, wait, oh my god, what? 13? That's it? 313? That's it? That's all I got. There has to be another one
Yeah.
because like everything like right in the middle of something.
Hmm.
Huge plot lines like open.
There's like
Like
a
we don't know the
portal
fate of like
opening, a
it's like,
fleet
oh
of
my
ships
there's
flies in, and that's the end of the episode and of the season. And there should
yes.
be another season, but fucking NBC decided to cancel it, which is like,
Yeah.
come on,
Vix
come
is
on,
out
guys.
there in the middle of wherever in the Marauder. We don't know if he's now dead. We're assuming he's dead, but you have no idea. 2 is now apparently an alien. When the fuck she became
Well,
an
she's
alien?
infected
No
by an
idea.
alien. She's not an alien, but she's infected by an
Right,
alien.
right, right. Well, she's infected by it. They took over her host's body. But like, I don't even know when the fuck that even happened. And then like, how's she gonna get out of it? And then all of a sudden, and then 3, right? Yeah, 3 is missing, and like, there's like so much going on.
Yeah.
It's like, and then I'm like petrified after I saw 2 was like infected. I'm like petrified. Like, I'm like, is this other dude? Is he infected too? Like, the awesome guy that's behind the guy of Zyron, Teku. I'm like, please don't like all of a sudden show that Teku is freaking
Yeah.
also
That would
compromised. Like, there's
be.
just so much wide open
Yeah.
because he's so awesome and he's so loyal and like
Yeah.
when
Like,
it was all of a sudden she was infected, I was like, no.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I kind of expected it because, like, before that on the, I think it was Ferriscope
Yeah,
station, like, there
the
was
bad
this,
guys.
like, scientist or something that definitely was
Oh,
infected.
yes,
So,
yes.
and he
And
said,
she
like,
had
I don't need
planted
you.
those things
Yeah, like, I knew that, like, that would happen. Like,
to
it
a
was
good point.
just
I didn't know
so
what was going to come from that.
inevitable. But, yeah. Like
Didn't know how that was gonna turn out, but like I didn't think about
it was a bad way
that as being
to
why she was
end the
infected.
thing. It was a bad way to end the show. Let's just stay there.
Yeah, like really, like you just oh god, it's such a bad way. So that's why I was wondering, like did they have no idea and that's why they just were so crazy, or were they just like trying to like be clever and like push the network's hand to be like, okay, but if you cancel us, people are gonna be pissed because look at this kind of a fucking hole that we're gonna leave them in.
Yeah. Well,
Counting,
I mean,
that's what I mean by
they
hedging
just
that.
didn't know. They just didn't know. Like Joe didn't expect it at all. Like I think like right after the show stopped airing, like right after the final episode of the show aired, uh, Joe was like invited to the NBC HQ, but and
He's like, by
just
the way,
was.
for no reason whatsoever, please come talk to us.
I mean, he kind of
Like being
knew.
called to the principal's
Like
office.
like the moment they asked him to come, he kind of knew, and I think they actually told him. Like, but it was like after the show was shot, after the show aired, so
Yeah.
like there was not much he could do anymore.
No, that's it's like it's already forgotten.
And actually, he tried. He tried. Like he tried. He even
To
offered.
fight for it to
He
have them.
he even offered them to at least give it 6 episodes to close it off.
Yeah,
But
no, I'm not surprised. Like I wouldn't be surprised, or I'd be incredibly surprised if it didn't. Like every show creator is definitely gonna like fight for it or whatever, but like they're clearly
yeah,
having no parts of it.
yeah. Anyway, so that happened, unfortunately.
Yeah,
And
not happy about it.
unfortunately, it also seems that Dark Matter is not coming back, which I'm not happy about either. But yesterday I've actually, or well, actually today morning, I've watched another episode of the Ruby show. I gotta say, I didn't expect the way things turned out. You don't know much about Ruby, right? You didn't watch the show.
Right? Yeah, I don't know anything. I've never. I mean, I've seen like a couple clips here and there, like opening intros or something or
Okay.
other that you've sent me or like mentioned, but yeah, no.
Okay, so
I have not.
do you know at least who Yang is?
Nope, I
It's
know nothing.
the yellow-haired, big-busted chick in the show.
They're all
I,
chicks.
I'm
This is we're talking about
I'm-
this is anime here, so
well, true, but she's the only one who's got this like huge lion-style yellow hair. I'm pretty sure like
I'll take your
every
word for
single
it.
character in that show is iconic, and like her color is yellow. So yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna send you a shot, like just an image of her in chat.
The yellow.
Anyways, so she finds her mum. Just I'm just all right with saying it. She
That's
finally
fine. I
finds
mean,
her.
it's not a
She
spoiler alert for me, unless it's a spoiler alert for other people watching. I mean, keep that. Otherwise, we're gonna put
it's
spoiler alert here.
okay. So it's been published. Like it's not been published on YouTube yet, but it's gonna be published on YouTube in a week, and it's actually been released to everyone who's registered on the Rooster Teeth website
Yeah,
today.
so then this could
a few
this
hours
could
ago.
potentially be a spoiler alert.
It's not really because like last episode was clearly building up to it.
Filthy spoiler alert person. I have a huge issue with spoiler alerts. Me and Roboto argue about this all the time.
Like, if I'm being honest, they've been building up to that moment, and like it was quite obvious that it's gonna come soon, ever since like from the start of this season. So yeah, and it's
Just
like
saying.
it's the 5th episode, so yeah.
Just throwing it out there because like I'm one of those type of people that like spoiler alerts, even like hints, suggestions and shit like that, or even for the most part, like I don't even lots of times I don't even watch trailers. Like trailers, like I'll only watch for something if it's like I'm just trying to feel it out, but like I don't really care. But if it's something like I'm interested in watching, I will not even watch a trailer. That's how far I go with spoiler alert.
Okay, so well, I'm pretty sure that if you want,
Like,
if you go that way, watching trailers for Ruby is just fine because they don't reveal anything about the plot at all.
Good. But see, I can't risk if I
but
really care. I can't risk what
but
if they
you
did.
cannot watch the opening because the opening reveals everything about the whole season. Well, I mean, it
The
reveals
whole season.
it reveals the flow of the season. Really, it doesn't reveal like the story, the actual story, but it definitely quite hints quite a bit at how the season's going to flow and how it's going to probably end, like whether it's going to be positive or negative or just neutral or something. So yeah, if you are looking that much into trailers and stuff, definitely do not watch the opening on that show. But yeah,
Like for this, this is really like my type of show per se. So like I'm not really all that worried about it. But yeah, like I get it's literally like a point of contention between like me and Roboto, like because he's of the type like where he can hear spoilers, he can watch the trailers and like do all that kinds of stuff, hear about it, hear the discussions of it, like after people have seen it or not seen it, whatever, and still be like perfectly happy watching it. It doesn't bother him or like ruin it in any way.
yeah,
Whereas
that's
I'm on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, where I can't stand, but like it just because so much of the awesomeness of like whatever the movie, the show, like just like that piece of artwork is in like the surprise and like being revealed like as it's like meant to be revealed. Like think of something like just the timing is so important. Like think of something like Memento. The timing is everything. If you know any one of those things before or after or too late, or you change it up, like it just it wrecks it. It's
yeah.
like I can't. So like or like so you've watched IT Crowd, right?
No, not really.
No? Oh, okay, okay. Well, the reason I bring that up is because there is an episode in there that is like precisely about this type of a thing, where like there's like the couple different people that like are on opposite sides of the spectrum as far as the spoiler alert. So like the the main one of the main guy, Roy, he's got some friend that keeps trying to call him and like give him some like spoiler on like the new movie that he's about to watch, and so he keeps hanging up on him, avoiding his calls and like all this stuff. And then like finally he like goes with his boss, and they're like, he's like, oh, because he doesn't have a cool big bass TV to watch it on, so he keeps going to his house and he's like going to watch it, and then all of a sudden his boss is like, oh, I've heard about this flick. He's like, this is the one where the guy there's like some big some big secret or some plot twist at the end. He's like, and Roy just like makes a look. He's like, yes, let's just try to forget about that, shall we? Like, and he's like, I bet he's a woman. I bet he's really dead. I bet he's a ghost. He just like starts like naming. He's like, can we?
I
Can
mean,
we not?
okay, if I'm honest about this, like if like spoilers actually ruined the show or movie for me, then I couldn't watch any movie whatsoever because every single movie does kind of hint like at the ending for the whole duration. Like some books that I've read, for example, there's this like quite key piece in the ending of the book, and I knew about it from the second chapter because there was just something that hinted at it so badly that I knew it from that moment on. So if spoilers
Oh
really
god.
really affected how do I enjoy shows and movies, then I couldn't watch anything because
Well,
just
I mean, okay, so here's the like it's not that like I can't possibly enjoy it like at all or something. Like I can obviously still enjoy it, like, but it's just I so like the timing like makes it so much more interesting to and so much more impressive, or just that surprise. Like I love surprises. You know what, I think that's probably the correlation. The type of people that like really love like like real surprises versus like I don't care, it doesn't matter. I could get the present early. You could tell me about it, like, and give me a heads up. Like, none of those things really affect, like, my interest or enjoyment or any of that stuff. Like, but I love the surprise. So like I need it to be like to come up as it comes up. Otherwise, I'll do the same thing like Roy does that whole episode where he's like, if I know that there's like some big plot twist at the end, I'm guessing the whole way through, and
Well,
it's like,
yeah, like the fact that Yang finally gets to meet her mother was not really a plot twist or an important part. Like it was okay, it was like certainly interesting part of the plot, but it wasn't like I know it and suddenly the whole plot is ruined.
no, no. Well, okay, yeah.
Because the
I
fact
obviously
that
don't know
she
about that
found
plot.
her mother, like, it's just not
That's
that
just
much
like that's
important.
just like something that comes up like a milestone, will, but not so much a plot twist or a spoiler. I'm just throwing it out there because I didn't know. I didn't want you to accidentally a spoiler alert.
Okay. So yeah, so she meets her mother. They argue a bit, which is actually understandable since her mother ran away from her when she was a little child.
Bitch.
Yeah.
Beach, please.
They, I mean, her mother and her are quite similar. If you like look at them, like like her mother is kind of like the dark red theme, whereas Yang is like yellow and brown theme. But like her mother is kind of similar in her colors to her sister, but
Right.
her sister is in no way related to her mother because like her younger sister is actually from another like her younger sister's mother is actually a completely different character, which apparently died before like the start of the show, like in the timeline.
Hmm.
Kind of sad.
Interesting.
Has led on quite a bit of people onto making a photo, like very vague photo inspired artworks of her, of Summer Rose. That's actually her name. The daughter's
Oh,
name
it's a
is
good name.
Ruby Rose. The daughter's name is Ruby Rose.
Not Ruby. Summers, obviously.
I mean, yeah. But yeah, if you, by the way, if both
Fine.
of, if you compare them, like so Summer Rose has the cloak, but like it's white on the outside and like red on the inside.
Uh,
And
Red's fine.
Ruby has just like this black cloak with a red cape, which is like
Ooh, that's tough because that's my second.
I'm just gonna find a photo of like find another picture to send you. Um,
Yeah, red and black colors. Name Summer. Maybe I do need to watch this show. Is that vain?
yeah. By the way,
It's incredibly vain and narcissistic.
do you know how the name came up, like of the show?
Red, blue, white, yellow.
Red, white, blue, yellow. Yeah, it's
Learn.
like it's like Monty. Rest in peace, Monty. By the way, Monty, the show's like original creator. Uh,
Oh,
he just like
rip.
he was like sleeping in the office. It was like that's literally the story that like that's the official story that's been like said by the assistant screenwriter, now the lead screenwriter on the show. But yeah, so like he just came into the office and like woke up Monty, and Monty went, oh, like red, white, black, yellow. He's like, okay, whatever, man. And it's like, there's like there's four girls. He's like, okay, yeah, sure. Just sleep a bit more. And so yeah, so like that's where their like color themes came from. Like red is obviously Ruby Rose. Um, white is Weiß Schnee, which apparently in German means white snow, something like that. Then there's Blake Belladonna, which is like just completely black themed, like into the dark colors themed character. And then there's Yang Xiaolong, which literally means a yellow, little yellow dragon. So yeah, well, she's into the yellow of course. By the way, I just sent you the picture of Ruby Rose, not the actor, but the character from Ruby. Phoenix, you there?
Interesting.
So yeah, that's like her current look. Originally she looked more like this. Just going to send you the original one. So yeah, that's her. Oh. So apparently Phoenix's sound is
Sound off. Away from the mic.
Okay. So yeah, that's Ruby.
Good old.
Oh. Oh yeah, Okay, yeah. I don't get why Nick C just said that Ruby is
He's
an
given
American.
a description.
Okay, sure. for whoever.
Probably for whoever like doesn't know.
Yeah, like for whoever doesn't
like,
know anything about the show, here's
I
a
didn't,
short
except for you.
description. I mean, obviously Nick C, unless he googled it right now, knew something about it.
Probably. Well, that looks very much like the first line in Wikipedia.
Yeah.
And I can totally appreciate that, because that's what I would do if I was like trying to be like, oh yeah, I know what Ruby is. It happens to be an American anime-style web series that's a mini franchise created by Monty.
I mean, honestly, if I wanted to sound smart, I could probably whip up the description in less than 10 seconds.
Exactly. That's what we just did.
without needing to go to Wikipedia.
Well, yeah, but you know the show.
Favorite character? Oh shit, that's actually a fairly tough one. I mean, Phoenix didn't watch it, so she obviously doesn't know.
No, but you do.
Favorite character? I mean, I really no. I gotta.
Mine is Summer. Summer's my favorite character.
I gotta go with Ruby Rose. It would probably be Summer. It would probably be Summer if I actually knew something about her other than the fact that she's Ruby's mother. But right now I have to go with Ruby Rose. That's my all-time favorite character, just for like who she is and everything. She's like this idealistic girl who just wants to change the world for the better.
So with like ruby-colored glasses.
Ruby-colored glasses? What?
Am I right?
What?
Okay, what? So apparently you're not familiar with that phrase.
Okay, no.
The saying, like that you've got rose-colored glasses, is like a reference to Pollyanna.
Okay.
Anyway, like she goes around wearing rose-colored glasses, meaning that she sees the world painted in a perpetually positive light.
Oh, okay.
So I was likening it to that by saying, "Huh?"
Yeah, but
it's okay. Yeah. Now that I've had to explain the joke,
actually,
it's fine. Thanks for sucking the fun out.
Actually, Ruby is. Ruby is my favorite character, but I gotta say, Crow is an awesome dude.
Crow?
Yeah, Crow. He's her uncle, by the way.
Her family has fabulous names.
Yeah, by the way, Crow, not with a C, but with a Q. Like Qrow.
I have no idea how that works, but that's okay. That works for me.
I mean, like, he was apparently raised by the bandits or something, so yeah. Anyways, so yeah, and like, I guess it's got to do with the symbolism of his character and of his semblance. It is called, like, semblance is like special ability that every single person in that universe has. Like, for example, Ruby's semblance is like super speed, where she just like flies through the bloody air at a speed at which she can just create a huge wave of air crashing down at whoever is in the way. that was actually in like one part of the series, like just once for the cool factor. But yeah, so yeah, that's Ruby. I'm actually not going to talk about Crow's semblance because that kind of a spoiler about his whole personality and why he is away from his family most of the time. Like he just doesn't want to go like to be with his family for too long because of his semblance. So yeah. But by the way, both Ruby and Crow are using the same weapon, like scythe, basically. But yeah, by the way, apparently
Bloodside.
Ruby's eye color silver, that is like hinted like has some very interesting meaning. We don't know yet what it what is the
They're just
actual
like,
meaning.
we
We
don't
just
know
know
yet, but
we just
it
know
does
that there is some meaning to it.
happen.
But yeah, like for like the very first episode, the headmaster of the academy, or like of the hunter and huntress's academy, Beacon Academy, uh, just says like the first thing he ever said to her was, "You have silver eyes," and she's like, what?"
You'll like it.
It's like, excuse me, like, and I'm like, okay, this is fucking awkward.
Awkward.
But yeah, that was supposed to be a hint at something deeper, like some deeper meaning within the fact that she has silver eyes. And a flash of that meaning is at the end of the third season, I think, maybe fourth. No, third. Yeah, definitely third. Yeah, third season. That's just like this flash of like the meaning of silver eyes, but still not explained at all. Like all we know is that like it's kind of like special to some kind of like there's something called silver-eyed warriors, but that's it. Also, we know that it like throws this huge rim in place somewhere. But yeah, that's all we know. Anyways, Phoenix,
That's all.
how was your Halloween?
The Halloween was fun. We had so my son. Well, actually, both my kids ended up like um killer styled costumes. We've been playing a lot of, like, as we talked about last time, Dead by Daylight. So my daughter went as Jason with the
Okay.
hockey mask and large knife, and then my son went as Leatherface. So we had the scary Leatherface mask and a badass chainsaw with real chainsaw sound. Now it would be
Okay.
slightly more interesting and, slightly more terrifying, willing to walk around, like, revving it more. But apparently, it's like, oh, well, very heavy. It's heavy to hold the chainsaw and this bag of candy. Oh my god. Hashtag first world Halloween problem. Like, what the hell? Like this is so, like, run around and be maniacal with your chainsaw. Quit complaining. It completely defeats your scariness if you're complaining. Damn kid. I mean, it looked cool, so I just started revving chainsaw.
Okay,
And
so
then, like,
yeah, continue. Go on.
so then when we came back, obviously we can't trip too long around the neighborhood, heavy and stuff. We came back to hand out candy, but like we live in a cul-de-sac, so like people were like tending to sort of just like walk around like the main outer loop of like the neighborhood stuff, because there's like not that many street lamps, like they weren't seeing down our street. So I figured out clever little plot. I have a Halloween CD. I put it in a car outside, and like we like pulled open the doors and just like put it on like blaring loud, where it's like putting like all these like sound effects that are like screams and cries and like chainsaws, cat sound. It's like all this like scary sounding shit. And sure enough, it attracted the peoples. People started coming down. But then it was funny too because intermingled with all that, like every now and then Roboto would just like throw out like a complete like just creepy ass like scream like whoa, just like out of nowhere, and like people would like oh my god like jerk around and like look. So funny. I was dying. So yeah, we had a good time.
Yeah, so we were talking about this earlier, but me and my girlfriend decided to go as the witch and the wizard, and so we just like walking around in our costumes, and we actually like randomly latched on to groups of children, and we started singing songs like "Come Little Children" and "The Hanging Tree" and stuff like
Oh
that.
my god. Like that's
Uh,
not terrifying. The only thing that would be more terrifying if it was like a little girl dressed in a creepy outfit singing
yeah.
it.
Uh, but the house owners were a tiny bit creeped out. Maybe also because of the fact that all the houses that didn't open their doors to the group of children that we went with had "I want candy" written in something that looked like blood on the windows. And of course, handprints weren't missing either. So if I bet that if like they saw it, and like I gotta say it actually looked like real blood, and like it was just red paint that's actually quite easy to wash off with water. And I would actually be very surprised if it stayed on the next morning, because there was like this heavy rain during the night, which would definitely mostly just wash it off. But yeah, so
Oh my god, wait, hold on. I clearly missed a part here. So what you're saying is you were leaving those red handprints or red blood prints like on the
yeah,
houses?
on the windows.
Oh my god.
It's like "I want candy" written in something like that looked like blood, and just bloody
How many
handprints all
houses did you
around.
do that?
I have no idea how my like she just like my I didn't do it. My girlfriend did it, but she just like had one hand like bloody, just like I was red all over the
That is
hand.
hilarious. I like I think you sort of like glossed over that, or maybe I just glossed over it, but like that sort of changes it. That's hilarious.
Yeah, so
Also terrifying.
we did have a lot of fun that night. I gotta say that we really did have a lot of fun. But yeah, like the children were also nice, but yeah, um, and like we were of course nice to the children, but like the house owners just no. They were glad that we walked off the moment that they gave us
Yeah,
candy.
I'm sure. They're like, oh my god, get these hooligans out of here. Danger, danger. God, that's so funny.
I mean, you are supposed to give candy to the Halloween ghosts.
It's true.
If you
Trick
don't,
or treat.
exactly.
No treat, trick. No treat equals trick.
Trick or
Get
treat.
wrecked.
No one inside. Well, trick
You
it
know,
is
I find
then.
that one. Yeah, I find that one like much better than like okay, so in some places, and I've heard of these traditions. I've never lived in a place that did that. People like maybe there was like a rogue, one or two people that would do this, but like this was never like a standard thing for us. But like the whole egging and like toilet papering houses on Halloween,
Oh,
like basically I've mostly just seen it like in movies and stuff. But I'm always like, oh, I've never seen people like run around like doing that, and like just the thought of me doing that like when I was a kid or like I don't know or now or now like I don't know. It's always been like that's like fucking like akin to like fucking graffitiing around that like a neighborhood. I don't know why. Just like it seems just so like awful. Well, Roboto is from New York, and apparently like this is the type of thing that they like all did in New York. Like everybody, and they would just like all the kids would go out and like trick or treating like alone. Number one, like not even going around with their parents, running around, TPing, egging, getting candy, and just being complete maniacs. And like so, whenever we like talk about it, he's like, "Oh yeah, we used to do that. We'd go egging and this." And I'm like, "You maniac!"
I mean, they were.
It's like we all
When,
did.
when,
Everybody
when,
did.
when,
Like,
when
what?
if you think about it, they were the true Halloween ghosts that get to eat only one single day in the whole year. Well, one single night in the whole year.
I guess it just seems so crazy to me. I don't know. It's like, I guess I don't know. Like the crazy red paint thingy like actually would amuse me more. Like TP and egging
we
just seems like
we did it.
irritating.
I
Like,
mean,
I don't know
yeah.
why. Like that just seems irritating. But like the red paint thing, like that would be funny.
Yeah, we made it. We did it for the creepy factor.
Yeah, like in a creepy, funny way. But like I don't know. Like that wouldn't like irk me. Like if I came back and like say I had been out and so that's why I wasn't there giving candy and I came back and that was like on the window, like I wouldn't be like I would laugh, I would chuckle. But like if I came back and my house was like egged or teepeed, like I'd be irritated. I'm like, what the fuck? Get the fuck out of here, you horrible hose beast.
Plus, we also
Like,
we
I
were
don't know,
also
like,
to pick paint that would actually be very easy to wash off. Like literally,
yeah, sure,
if
exactly.
if you just took a bucket of water and splashed it on the window, everything
Yeah,
would
it
be
goes.
gone.
Like,
It would be gone.
yeah, I know exactly what you. Yeah, just like the highly washable, just
Yeah.
paint or whatever. Like, so,
That's why I said that I would be
obviously,
really
it would not be funny
surprised.
if it was in spray paint.
Yeah, but that's why I said that I would be
Funniest outcome.
really surprised. I would be really surprised if it survived the heavy rain we had that night. Like that, the next morning, like that, it was raining like heavily. Like at 6 a.m. It was after the rain. Like it was, I think, like 30 minutes after the rain had stopped, and there were just these huge, almost like rivers of water flowing down the drain, just like down the drainage system. As I said, I would really be surprised if some paint would
It was even left.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's funny. Like, as long as it's like it's all in good fun, but like also like I think that's the other key part. Like, if it's all in good fun, but also like easily just like
it doesn't really
gotten rid of,
hurt that
dissipated. It
much.
doesn't really have any lasting like issues. But that's I think that's why like the egging and toilet paper always irked me because it's like, have you ever tried like toilet paper? Like, and then if it rains, it's only worse. It just shreds and it's like
Yeah.
everywhere. Like, fuck that shit.
Yeah, like
It's
toilet
so irritating.
toilet paper. Come on, guys.
Yeah, like, and then the egg if it's on your car and then like the sun beats on it, I think it can fuck up the paint like on your car. So like I don't know. That's
Yeah.
some people
Ugh.
disagree, and I don't have the proper Halloween spirit, but I think I do because the paint thing was awesome.
Yeah, so that was our Halloween. Considering that we are not the country where Halloween started, you know,
Well, what actually? Which country did it start?
I'm pretty sure that Halloween actually started in the US.
Like a long, long time ago, though. Or no, didn't or is it just like wasn't it like originally borrowed on from like the Mexican tradition for like All Hallows
I
Eve
mean,
or no,
probably,
Day of the Dead? I
probably,
think it
but
came first.
yeah, I mean, Mexican
I could be
definitely.
wrong. It's been a while.
Yeah, I mean, we all had like that day in Czech Republic. We used to have like it was the day when everybody would like think about their dead, like the people from their family who died recently
Yeah,
and
and
stuff.
then they had like lots of like um I I feel like they also did dress up to some degree, and they had like
Well,
candy
we
things
didn't.
hung up and
We would just like
beyond.
think about the dead and just light up the candles on the graveyards and
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, I mean in Mexico, original dead or um whatever like because I think that was like either wasn't it on 31st like the eve All Hallows Eve I think
Yeah,
unless it was the day before I don't remember.
yeah, yeah. 31st. Yeah. that fits. But yeah, so like later, mainly for the children, it became carnival, like where like almost every single school would just have this like after school, not really a party, but like
Right.
everybody who would dress up in those like insane costumes. For example, I was always a mushroom because my mum made that costume for me. so, so I was actually like, I'm not
What
entirely
mushroom?
sure of the name, the red mushroom, the poisonous one. Like the red one
No idea.
with like white flakes on the hat, I guess.
Um, sure.
I'm not sure if you like. It's definitely here, and everybody knows like that mushroom. It's like fairly iconic for poisonous mushrooms. Everybody knows that that one is poisonous. I'm not sure if you guys actually like have that, like if that mushroom.
No. Well, I mean, as far as like have it, like I have no idea because I'm not sure which one it is, but.
Okay, so someone
Oh,
someone in the chat
yeah.
said, okay, yeah,
Experts
I
believe
don't really
Halloween
know.
started in Ireland.
I don't really know.
Interesting.
My point was that the Halloween tradition did not originate in Czech Republic. That was my
But that's
point.
interesting though, because like the other, I was thinking of the Day of the Dead in Mexico, but like if it started in Ireland, I'm not sure, and I'm not heard. That's really interesting. I'd love to know more about that. I like to know like the beginnings of like the holidays, like all of them have just such like the way that the holidays are now, like people just have like no idea, and they're just like the way that they transformed over the years, and like how
Yeah.
they're expressed, what they're representing, where they started, and like it's you know we'll have to wait for the top Christmas one, but that holiday has changed quite a bit for where it was started. I won't go into that yet because obviously we'll have to wait for an actual more Christmassy
Phoenix,
podcast
okay, I've got something else to send you. This is just hilarious. I'm also going to post it in the chat, of course, and into the link dump. It's card from like some kind of like I guess tabletop fighting game or something. But it's just insane.
That is a significant sight.
Yeah, but look at the stats.
Kawaii. Oh my god.
That's, by the way, like that means cute.
Yes.
Like for those who
Well,
don't know, that means cute.
oh yes, yeah, good point. Kawaii is so kawaii. So cute.
Christmas is a lie. That's Christmas is a lie as
It is
much
a
as
lie.
cake is the truth.
well, the way it's celebrated, perhaps that's what he means. That
Yeah,
the
I
way
mean
it's
that
celebrated
definitely. That definitely.
completely off where of what it started as.
Yeah, like
Like what it's actually said. What people think it's celebrating now is actually not what it's ever
yeah,
celebrating.
I actually know how that thing started off. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of an insane tradition back then. I gotta say, like, come on, like beggars would just go around. People, it actually was more like Halloween when you think about it. Like Christmas, like back then, Christmas was fairly similar to to today's Halloween. Like there were just it was just like the mob and beggars asking for money instead of children asking for candy today. So
Right.
yeah, this is like back then Christmas was fairly similar to today's Halloween. I'm just saying.
I'll just save that. Sure. Chris.
Phoenix, you're breaking up.
I am not. I would never do that to you.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
So
He just went straight for it.
yeah.
You spoiler alert. You have to say spoiler alert. Say shit like that.
By the way, Phoenix, are you Christian?
I am not.
Okay, yeah. I'm neither. Just going to say it.
I was gonna say that's why I was like trying to be a little bit careful about like my
But
discussion.
Santa is real. At least that's true.
No, Santa's not real, but Elf on the Shelf is real. God damn it, Elf, Elfie, Elfie. Hashtag keep Elfie alive.
Yeah.
I hate that shit. I can't. It's bad.
Oh, by the way, so you know that I'm singing in a choir, right?
Yes.
We recently we have been adding a lot of songs into our repertoire, and I gotta say I mocked quite a few of them with a little subtle mark next to my signature TA. We all know what TA means, I think.
No.
Trickster Animations.
Oh, okay. I'm like, because like several things were running through my mind. I'm like, here's a second. Like I can go through a number of acronyms. Okay, got it. Check.
So yeah, so yeah, I'm probably going to be transcribing them like into some other versions, of course, like arrangements and everything, and they are probably going to end up as soundtracks for some animations because
Nice.
those songs got quite the potential for that, if I say so myself. But yeah, there's actually been quite a bit of songs that I've been listening to lately, um, that I really like, and I would really love to have them as a soundtrack for an animated short or something like that. It's like every single time I hear a song, I just think I can't avoid thinking about whether it could actually be used as a soundtrack or not. I just have to think about it, and yeah, it's just like that one thing that is actually keeping me from enjoying the music as anybody else would. I just think about whether it could be used as a soundtrack in an animation or not.
Interesting.
Kind of the curse of myself.
Curse. Curses. What curse now?
Anyways, Phoenix, what music are you listening to, by the way?
In general, right now, I have music going
I
in my
mean,
head, but I don't
lately.
think I'm supposed to.
I mean, lately.
Let's see, what have I been listening to lately? I've got some new stuff that I've been listening to with Rev. Does he have? I'm trying to remember the names because I do have actually some new stuff that I've been listening to. Oh, well, no, not gonna say that. Day to Remember, I Prevail, definitely those guys. Shia LaBeouf by Rob Cantor. I love that song. Oh yeah, here's another one. Cane Hill, Too Far Gone. There's like some new stuff, or like, that was something that Rev sent me. That was like a Treyu posted on their Twitter. Cane Hill, Too Far Gone. That was a good song.
Oh, nice. Well, my latest latest activity on Google Play Music. No, I don't use Spotify.
Oh, oh, I'm sorry. Before we go into your music, because I don't want to interrupt after we start.
Okay.
Adam says, avoid Summer's music. She doesn't like mine. Okay. His music is the worst, okay? His music is pop music. Not even good pop music. It's like the best. He
Okay.
was like, oh, let me just put on two. Let me just put on some old play. And then let me just put like I can't even. I can't even. All the songs that he was putting on, it was just like one after the other of just like vortex of suck. I was like dying. I was dying.
I mean,
Like I kept thinking, okay, maybe it's just like I won't like. but all like other ones. No, literally, it just kept getting worse.
Okay, well, personally, I don't really think that Coldplay is that bad.
They are so bad.
I'm not saying I would voluntarily listen to it if someone else didn't put it up on a music bot or Plug DJ.
Yeah, sort of like in a Stanley Kubrick
But
kind of like
I wouldn't
situation.
I definitely wouldn't add their album into my Google Play Music account so I could download it and listen to it. Okay, that with that out of the way.
Bon Jovi, see, Bon Jovi. Ken,
Oh,
serious right now.
come on.
I'm telling
Anyways,
you, I hate it.
let's just ignore that guy right now, okay? Anyway, so my recent activity on Google Play Music includes Nostalgia by Amelie. Amelie is, by the way, an English I think she's American, but she does English covers for songs from Japanese anime. So yeah, so that I occasionally listen to it, although I maybe not exactly love it. But yeah, I just listen to it out of curiosity. Then there's is there anybody out there, which I have no idea who A Great Big World is. But yeah, just ended up in my music library somehow. I really love I really not love, but like Peter Holance's music. Like I just like a cappella, you know, like where there's no
Yeah, I
actual
gotcha.
like uh instruments. Although like he occasionally just does an instrument to fill something in, but not all of the time. So covers Volume 3 by like album by Peter Holance. Then there's Ruby EP by Videri String Quartet. You're gonna love this one. Final Fantasy Hollow Echoes.
Yes, yes.
Then
I
there's
love fantasy music.
then there's Lacrimosa by Evanescence.
Interesting.
Uh, then, out of curiosity, I also had a listen to Grace Vanderwall's City Song. You probably know who Grace Vanderwall is, right? Phoenix?
I have no idea who that
Okay,
is.
so you obviously don't watch AGT, which I don't blame you. By the way, I gotta say it. I don't blame you. But yeah, she won last year's AGT and signed a contract with Simon Cowell, and is yeah. So that's my recent
Oh, that's
activity
Simon
on.
Cowell. Such a cheeky little fucker.
He's British.
I know, he's a cheeky little fucker, and he's kind of a dick.
I mean, he is harsh. He is harsh. But trust me, he is not as harsh as our conductor in the choir.
Oh, right. Rude.
Then there is Come Little Children and The Hanging Tree mashup by Peter Hollands.
Nice.
And then I've got some electronic music. Then I've got the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt album because I personally like movie and game soundtracks. Don't blame me, by the way. I just
No,
love
no.
them.
I'm huge into video game soundtracks. I like there's so much talent in like and not even just like the big like, big name like AAA like freaking game dev like companies or whatever. Like there are like indie devs that have like the
Yeah,
music that they have in their shit
the
is
the
like
music.
amazing.
Uh, yeah, I actually had Transistor, an indie game with an amazing soundtrack. Like it's just blows it all out of the park. Really good composition of the soundtracks and everything. Really great usage in the game, and all of those soundtracks are actually soundtracks you can listen to outside of the game. Because half of the time, soundtracks made for a movie or a game, if you don't know the movie and don't remember the scene, the soundtracks are kind of hard to listen to. Like,
That can be true. Like sometimes, like well, no, no, okay, I won't say that that's true. Okay, so it's it's converse of that. So it's not that they're hard to listen to if you've not played the game or enjoyed the game, whatever.
No, but
It's
like,
that they are not as amazing.
yeah, I mean that too,
Like
but
you, like it's an extra, it's like a plus, like an amazing plus factor. Like if you
yeah,
have played the game, because then it's like it brings back nostalgia imprinting as well as like it being like a good and interesting piece. Like so, like especially like all the Final Fantasies. Like I mean, the
oh
composers
yeah,
that put them together. Nobu, I always mess up his Umetsu, Nobio, whatever. Anyway,
some Japanese
same
name.
dude that did all of them. Umetsu. Umetsu is his last name.
Yeah.
He did all the soundtracks for all the Final Fantasy, and every one of them is just like a masterpiece. Like the compositions, like the performances, like orchestral pieces, like, and so they're really really good just in and of themselves. But like if you're into those games, and especially if you're super into them, like that's like imprinting for those like nostalgic memories that like are like fond memories. Like just it just makes it like like 20-fold like better. Like it's just so amazing.
Yeah. But as I said, like every single just
I just
soundtrack from a game, like it is slightly harder and like it just overall less enjoyable if you don't know the game and haven't, or movie or series and haven't watched it.
I just
But
remember the indie game. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
but if a soundtrack for a game, in my opinion, if a soundtrack for a game, a movie, or something is composed well, it is awesome in the game when you play the game and actually like hear the soundtrack.
But it's
But
awesome in its
it
own
is
right.
awesome in its own right. Yeah, exactly. So
Like
like
I have an
the
example.
Transistor original soundtrack that's available on Google Play Music as an album. I'm posting the link for anyone who actually has Google Play Music and not Spotify onto the chat right now, and I'm putting it into the link dump. But yeah, I just yeah I can't stop listening to it. It's just that great. Anyway, so Phoenix, what were you going to say?
So I have an example of like an indie game that's like has an amazing soundtrack, and I find it amazing in its own right because while I would be happy to play the game, I never actually have played this game. The
Oh,
Binding of Isaac.
Binding.
We need to put The Binding of Isaac, and it's on Spotify. The whole soundtrack is on
Yeah, it's
Spotify
on Google Play Music too.
and Google Play Music. Put a link in there for
For,
anybody
for,
else
for
who's interested.
40 tracks. Like
Yes.
yeah, okay.
Like there's a lot of music. Like I think that there's two now. Actually, I think there's a sequel if I remember correctly. So I've never actually played the game. I've seen it. Like I know what it is. Like I know about it because I know about that company and those guys that the game devs that like run that company. They're like really like amazing dudes. And but just the guy who does the music, like not even just for that game, but like all of their games, but that one in particular, it is literally good in its own right.
Yeah.
I can't say enough that's like good about these guys. So like
Well,
if you're interested
then
in
I'm
that
gonna
kind of
have to
music,
have a
totally check it
listen.
out. Yeah, like we've literally like listened to it, like me and Roboto, like we'll just have it like on in like the background, like playing like loud out in the house, like as we're doing stuff, like so many times. Got like playlists of it. It's so good.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna have a listen to that then.
Yeah.
Uh, by the way, so you
It
know
is
that
fucked up. Like all their games are fucked up, by the way. Sorry, Adam just said the
yeah,
Binding
I
of
know,
Isaac.
I said it. I saw it. But so yeah, I've actually you know that I have Netflix subscription, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what?
Limited Netflix subscription.
No,
Yes.
what limited?
That it's not the U.S.
Well, I mean, yeah.
God damn it.
That's actually what I was going to talk about.
Aha.
It could piss me off crazy the fact that a bunch of shows that are available in the US are not available in the. Actually, I think it's Netflix Netherlands uh, catalog. Because like I'm when I checked my credit card statement, I'm being charged by Netflix Amsterdam. So yeah, like I just find it insane that there's just like shows that Netflix has, like Netflix can just publish on their platform that they're available only in the US and not in the like Europe. One of the examples being Dark Matter, and I actually talked about it with Joseph Malozzi, and he went like, "Well, I don't really know why it's not available in Europe. It's available in
Huh.
Canada and United States,
Yeah, because
but
I've got it all.
it really is up to Netflix, but if they make it available in Europe, which I'm like, why the fuck does Netflix not make it available in Europe then? Because like seriously, why? Like
Huh.
what's the reason?
Is it still on the air there in certain like
No, no,
on
no.
certain stations?
If no, wherever it was on the air, it was on the air 2 days. Like the episode that aired in the US, it was on the air 2 days after here in Europe. It was actually not on the air at all in Czech Republic because well, neither of our TV stations decided to buy it, pick it up, create dubbing and air it. But yeah, the like everything has aired and still not available on Netflix. So yeah,
Interesting.
it's
I don't
just
know. I can't think of that.
fucked
Like
up.
I know that there's like sometimes there are specific reasons about like where they'll put it up versus other places for the time being because they don't want them to watch it there. Versus, I can't remember, but anyway, doesn't seem to be the
Like
issue there
because
anyway.
every single movie or every single series that I watch on Netflix it doesn't have Czech subtitles, doesn't have Czech dubbing. It just is in English, and I'm completely fine with it, considering I talk in English and read in English and everything. Why wouldn't I be? But yeah, I'm paying for my Netflix subscription, and I'm completely fine with it being all English. I honestly prefer watching shows and movies in English, anyways. But yeah, but I just find it hard to understand that a show like Dark Matter that Netflix can have on their platform in the US and apparently worldwide is not available in the Europe. Like not even in the places it aired on. Like it aired in the UK and Ireland, and neither have the show on their respective Netflix catalogs.
Yeah, they're definitely regionally locked. Um, but I think it's more of like a why.
Yeah, exactly. It's like there's like sci-fi in United Kingdom and in yeah, Adam, as I said, I talked with the showrunner of Dark Matter about it, and he said that he doesn't see any reason
Why?
for them not to make it available in Europe and yeah, and possibly Asia. I'm not sure if it's available there or not. But yeah, considering that Dark Matter isn't actually owned by NBC, it's actually owned by some other company, and NBC it's just NBC's acquisition, like that they could air it on Sci-Fi. Like for example, in Canada, it's actually aired by the Space Channel. I don't think Canada has Sci-Fi.
Yeah, and I think that was part of what because like the first time that this like I really encountered this was because of like B100, um, and something to do with like because I think it was being I think one of the companies that like partially is like Canadian company was like airing in certain places there or like I don't remember, but there was like some issue between like why it wouldn't be shown or put up on Netflix there versus here because of some
Yeah,
shit like that.
that was definitely that was the issue actually. Like, why is it available on Netflix in US and Canada, but not in Europe?
Right.
So yeah,
Yeah, so I posted the link to that I tweeted Leatherface costume. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a little dark, but the effect.
Okay. Did
Chainsaw.
you tweeted it on the
On my
Twitch
Twitter, and
channel?
then I put the link
On yours.
in our chat.
Okay. Wait. Oh, here we go.
The guy's hair all crazy, his Leatherface mask, running his chainsaw. It's awesome.
Yeah. Anyways, we've been running for over an hour now,
It's true.
so
God damn, I'm long.
I guess this is a wrap, guys.
Yeah, I think
So
that'll do then. Maybe next week.
yeah, hopefully.
Right?
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
See ya.
All right, bye everybody.